Yo, Joe!
Okay, so I never played this G.I. Joe game.
But we have.
Well, before we go any further, let's introduce ourselves first.
Exactly.
Yes, of course.
Like before. I am Fighter Cows. I'm the guy who maintains the YouTube page.
I'm 16-bit Jeff. I'm sort of the second and third command of this group. And you can check me out on 40S Podcast. Speaking of 40S Podcast, we have...
Double RPG, folks.
And this little game that we're showing today is the very first G.I. Joe released for the NES back in the... Was it mid or late 90s, 80s when this was released?
I think it was late 80s.
I never even heard of this G.I. Joe game.
Yeah, I think it was around late 80s. This was the first game before the second one came out that was published by Capcom. This was not published by Capcom.
This is published by Texan. It is licensed by Hasbro still, though.
Which I think...
Presented by Texan!
And VideoDragon also did this one. If you saw our Ninja Turtles one, where he did the gameplay, he also did this.
And once more, if you want to follow him, his Twitter is twitter.com/VideoDragon. All one word.
Yeah. Does that really even
Shout
look
out.
like... Does that even look like Duke? Be honest.
No, it looks like Bill Reiser with a helmet on.
It does. It does. And I think that's the reason why I gravitated towards the sequel. It was I forget the name fully, but it was something Atlantis, the sequel by Capcom.
The Atlantis faction, or...
Thank you very much, yes.
Yes.
But that's the reason why I like these games, because they remind me a lot of Contra. It's funny you bring that up.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up. It looks like Contra.
And he's playing probably my favorite character, Snake Eyes.
Yep.
Yeah, this game I
shooting
just noticed.
Hadouken, that's the Cobra.
Because
that's the
Snake
Cobra
Eyes did that, right?
Yep.
Yes. He's shooting.
I don't remember.
Hadouken! I wonder how many times he has to say it, and I wonder how many times it really makes him tired of saying it.
Dude,
now,
rock and roll, Snake Eyes.
Rock and
now,
roll.
here's a good question. Rock and roll. Is that supposed... Now, was that an character already in the lore, or was this just one created exclusively for the game?
I can't remember. I think I'll have to wiki that up.
Because the reason why I'm asking, because it's just made us feel like the rock and roll was supposed to be Roadblock.
No, rock and roll.
It should have been Roadblock.
It should have been, but rock and roll was his own dude.
Okay.
Because you got to count the four main Joes. Duke.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you have to count the four main Joes. You have Duke, Scarlet, Roadblock, and Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
By the way, rock and roll, he first debuted in '82. So I believe he debuted in the cartoon.
Yeah.
So this is the first boss of the game. You're fighting a Cobra Commander's airjet.
And it doesn't have anything to do with Albert Wesker, thank God.
Yes, Albert Wesker can kiss my ass.
Speaking of how you know that's rock and roll, because you know what year this game came out?
Which year?
1991.
Okay, so yeah, okay.
So it was an early '90s game.
I guess you can tell because the graphics are a lot better than
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
wait a minute. You got two bosses to fight. Now you get to face my TIE Fighter, Joes!
Because that plane actually looks pretty dang good for NES. Like, it must have been, definitely 90s where they figured out all the things the NES could do.
Well, of course.
Look at the pretty colors after it's destroyed!
Because the NES was originally released in 1987 here in the US, so yeah, they had plenty of time to, get used to the specs inside the system. So yeah, that does actually make sense.
Okay, that actually looks like Duke.
Yeah.
What's funny, the Atlantis Factor actually was a sequel, even though that was published by Capcom.
Yeah.
It's funny.
No, that's a good question. Were these two games made by the same developer or different developers?
Yeah, they were made by the same developer, but they were published. But each game was published by a different publisher.
They are the same developer. Yep.
And that was.
So that Capcom Kid.
Capcom was the Atlantis faction, while this one is Capcom.
Kindle Imagine Develop. They did G.I. Joe, Memories Off on PlayStation, Isolated Warrior, Rekka, Densha, Toko, the Low Gravity Man.
At least you don't die by water in this game.
And that's a good question too, in regards to the two GI Joe games. Which one was the harder one, this or the Atlantis one?
I would say this one.
Okay.
This one looks a little more unforgiving.
Yeah.
Also,
Because
this one was also like the Ninja Turtles video. If you haven't seen that already,
Yeah.
a half hour.
Oh, he planted a C4 there.
Hey, wow, that's pretty. You know, looking at this game,
And he's double.
he's shooting double
Hey,
hunting.
guys.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, you kick ass.
So this for a licensed game, this actually doesn't look so friggin' bad.
No.
And he can shoot hat opens up. I like this game.
I know, this is actually pretty.
Yeah, this is actually not a bad.
Now, the funny thing is,
Really fun.
if you guys want to know, the first time I actually played this game was way back when. Where I live, there was a mom and pop's local video rental store for people who also remember. It was called Breckwood Video. And I actually rented this one night when I was sleeping on my grandma's house. This was like way back in the day, like when I was still a little kid. Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, I remember renting it for a night, and I liked it, and for some reason I never picked it up.
By the way, if you happen to live where me and Jeff live in Springfield, Massachusetts, go check out Chicopee, Massachusetts for Video Game Castle, because you might be able to find this game. Or near where I live, there's a new video game shop that's retro. I forgot the name of it. Video Game Giants, I believe it's called.
Yes.
Me and Jeff found some crazy things there.
Also, yeah, and also if you're looking for a shop that not only caters to retro but also modern, and if you want to play, also try a chance to play some modern games before you buy it, I suggest Gameplay USA over at Eastville Mall.
Yeah.
Plus, unlike the $60 tag price you get from GameStop, you can get the games over there for dirt cheap, for $54.99 each new game.
Says Jeff while he opens.
Who's he going up against this time?
Says Jeff while he opens up a huge bag of money.
It has to be one of the Cobra Command. I mean, the Cobra Forces generals or whatever. Although I really don't know that much about the Cobra faction. I just know more about the Joes.
Okay, the bosses are Range Viper, Metalhead, Overlord, Voltar, Destro, and Cobra Commander.
Destro!
Which one is that? Range Viper?
I think Range... It can't be Range Viper, because if it was Range Viper...
No, it's not Range Viper.
Yeah, he'll be
I'm
using
actually
Snake.
clicking on each to look at how they look.
Well, he got that one.
Yep.
Hurry up! You set up C4s!
I gotta say, VideoDragon's doing...
You defeated my forces, but I won't be
doing
so
really
easy.
good.
How's my Cobra Commander voice?
Good. Seriously
better
good.
than us.
Yeah. I can only do Skeletor.
So you can do Skeletor!
Good old
But
fashioned.
you can't even do me!
You know what?
Stop!
I almost feel like tracking this game down since I have an NES player dealing.
Yeah.
Plays I feel like tracking this down just so I can play it myself.
Hey, I won't be surprised if you checked Amazon. It'd probably be dirt cheap.
You know,
Or
the
just
interesting
check the
thing...
store in front of me.
Well,
You know,
either which way, yeah.
Okay, is that
Yeah.
Destro?
No,
Or is that Range Viper?
No. I think
Range
that's Range
Viper.
Viper, yeah.
Because
The names they have, and you being a military dude, and these kind of being weird fights, it's almost like you're not fighting Cobra Commander. You're fighting Foxhound.
Well,
Range
technically...
Viper, Overlord. It might as well be like Decoy Octopus and Sniper Wolf.
Mission complete.
Nimyo Kanyo.
Soul time.
Alright, that's a pause there. Dead air! I don't like dead air! Clicks up the okay.
Great job. But the interesting thing about G.I. Joe is that the Joes, they are mortal men, so if they do take damage from guns or missiles or anything, they can be dead instantaneously.
I just looked at that cutscene there. That definitely proved this was a 90s and not an early 80s
NES
game,
title,
because
yeah.
that looked pretty advanced for NES.
Now, I don't recall. I recall playing this game in my youth, but I don't know if this happened in the game. But if one of the Joes died, are they gone
They're not for good.
Okay, yeah, I thought so. Okay.
This game goes Fire Emblem on you?
Yeah.
Because the Joes are real men. Basically, they're men that can actually get hurt.
Yeah, it's like basically this ain't no Weapon X program.
They're normal dudes.
Yeah, so they don't even have any, invulnerabilities, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, Snake Eyes is hype, don't worry. Oh, that yawn wasn't for Snake Eyes.
No.
Watch all Snake Eyes fans right now.
Yeah, you're playing as Blizzard this time as the team leader. VideoDragon.
So that's a cool thing that he did, that this game does. Also, like the Ninja Turtles game, you could just switch between dudes. But unlike Ninja Turtles games, you could pick which dudes you want to switch between.
Yeah.
And this time he chose Blizzard instead of Duke.
Yep.
Snake Eyes has triple Hadokens.
Wow. Those are Chinku Hadokens now.
Oh, God, he just committed suicide.
I wonder if he gets 4 of them, like, they just become Kamehamehas. They just upgrade. You upgrade it to a Kamehameha.
No, it's just called a Quadoken.
Quadoken!
Yeah.
Might as well call him Kamehameha. That sounds like a tongue twister. Okay, that's gotta be Overlord, dude.
Yeah, it's gotta be Overlord.
Look at my pink, look at my purple and black jet Joes.
Wait, that's Frankie?
A jet! It's all pimpin' with pink and purple! And besides, pink be a man color!
This jet looks fabulous!
Get hype over the colors of my jet?
This is...
I'm just imagining it to like Joker flying that jet. You see, bats
I can see that, yeah.
Oh, I bet if the Joker had a gun, it probably could take that ship down. In just one shot. But instead, the Joes are taking multiple shots to kill this thing. But just like the Joker, they are mortal. But with the Joker, he's more conniving to actually take it down. Oh, I like your performance, Mr. Nicholson. You should be the Joker once more before you retire fully from acting on the silver screen.
Jack Nicholson confirmed for Batman vs Superman.
I wouldn't mind it, actually. But getting back to the game, like...
Yes!
Now, Kyle, like me, what are your fond memories of this game?
The ranged Vipers are wimps. Fight my forces.
Well, for this game, honestly, I haven't really played this game. As I said, the one that I played more was the Atlantis faction, the one published by Capcom.
Right.
But I just remember it's just a really good side-scrolling platformer. Just a side-scrolling shooting platformer game. It's just... I mean, I can't really say that much. I mean, it's just the combat's good, the music's awesome, It's just I only played the Atlantis faction once, and I don't know why. I could always beat the first level, but like...
Oh my god! Go ahead. It's just something about this gameplay right now.
Oh, the helicopter or whatever?
You know what game this reminds me of, right? A well-known Capcom game. Arcade game.
Vulgus?
Section Z.
Oh, yeah,
this
good
looks
one.
just like Section Z right here.
That is a good one.
You may return, Kyle, to whatever you were saying. I'm sorry.
But yeah, I mean,
that looked just like Section Z.
But yeah, it's just, like I said, it doesn't really... This game didn't really, like I said, it didn't... I didn't have more memories of this, to be quite honest.
I wasn't even aware of this game, but yeah, I guess, people didn't stick with them, even though, from what I'm seeing, it looks like we should have gave it a shot. Because it doesn't look bad at all.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably one of the more rare, obscure titles, kind of like, what's that game? Metal Storm on the NES.
Yeah.
Would you say this is underrated?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at the same time, it's not. It wasn't the IN's fault, because let's face it, was G.I. Joe still relevant in 1990?
Probably not.
Yeah. Like, my question is, was the cartoon still in
No, it wasn't.
production? Yeah.
I don't think it was. That's why. Yeah. Like, no. Like, people already.
but it wasn't the one that was based on the real American hero. It was actually based on the one I think that was by Geek that had voices from the Ocean Group in Canada.
Yeah.
Scott McNeil voicing Cobra Commander in that cartoon. Then Chris.
That's a nice cutscene, by the way. Placing the C4.
That is.
Yeah.
Like again, this game is. I'm starting to say I'm starting to think it's really underrated. It's like, wow, this game did a lot for NES.
Oh, it's kidding.
It's really an impressive game when you really think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Atlantis Factor was also just as good, right? I guess.
Well, see, that's the thing. The Atlantis Factor I haven't played in years, so I really can't say, but I imagine it was if it's in the same quality as this game.
Yeah.
And for God's sakes, please don't use Chris Spores as a reference saying this game sucks because...
Oh, irate gamer.
Yeah.
I really don't care that much about him anyways.
Oh, sure, I was just bringing it up.
I know. Although I was very impressed with his Ghosts and Goblins review when he actually showed off the arcade version of the game's the glitch for the arcade version.
True. Well, at the same time, I was talking. This is when he was still doing his. This is when at the time he was still being considered like as a JEP or a rep off of the AVGN. You know what I mean?
Right. I think by the time when he did Irate Gamer Neo is when he started to become more like himself rather than just, what people considered him to be an AVGN ripoff or whatever. He started to become more recent with his with the times, with what games he reviews.
About the gameplay, it looks good, but I just gotta wonder how responsive it actually was. It looks like it ought to have been.
I remember playing this
responsive.
game. Oh, sorry, yeah.
You know what the music reminds me of for this boss battle?
What?
Batman on NES.
Except this is a better game, right?
Dude, it's not a better game than Batman on the NES. You take that back.
Speaking of Batman, you know which game was an underrated game for the Batman license? Return of the Joker for the NES.
Oh, I love that game. Hard as balls on level 3.
Oh, true, but
no.
just as good.
No, the Joes are dying.
Yeah, you know what?
You don't kill Snake Eyes, boy. You do not kill Snake. You kill Snake Eyes.
Ironically, you know what this boss fight remind me of?
You should have worn your long johns.
But going back, you know what that boss fight remind me of?
What?
The annoying torrent section near the end of Mega Man 2. You know when you're in Dr. Wily's castle?
Oh, yeah. At first I thought you were going to say Rangda Bangda from Mega Man X. That would have been a nice
that too, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, going back, I see it being a little bit mixture of Contra of both Mega Man's enemy routine, you know what I mean?
It looks like Contra and yeah, Mega Man, this part specifically, Section Z.
It's kind of like Mega Man meets what's a good side-scrolling action game? I mean, that was kind of more of non-linear.
I can't think of one at the moment. Jeez.
Oh, there's plenty. I bet you people are screaming their lungs out right now.
Oh, but they are right now. But it's just like at the moment we're recording, I really can't think of one. I feel bad.
This is late for us.
Yes.
We'll just say that. we're recording.
We're usually early, but when we're recording right now, it is late on our end. So please forgive us.
Our brains are already like.
Or like you want us to like usually say during It's in the Rex, please understand.
Forgiveness, please.
I seriously, that's why I think of every time when Nintendo says please understand. Forgiveness, please.
Thank you for your patience. Please stay tuned.
Anyways, about this game.
Yeah, about this game.
I gotta
the
say,
purple is kind of distracting.
It is distracting, But for the color palettes in this game, I'm surprised with how strong they are. In fact, for a early '90s NES game.
Who are the people that made Panic Restaurant? It kind of reminded me of that, where like people around the '90s, but that company specifically.
Right,
really
I forget.
Got the hang of the NES.
Yeah. Shoot, I forget the name, but I know. I do know.
Was it Taito?
I think.
They're probably yelling at us. It wasn't Taito.
It was some random Japanese company. It was Koei!
Koei.
Panic Restaurant was developed by EIM and published by Taito. Oh my god! No, I was right the first time.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Yeah, Taito got really the hang of the NES around that time.
And this is why you're the head in this, and this is why you're head, and we're just your lousy usable.
Come on, video. Don't fail now.
Don't die, video! When he said video, I'm like, what do you mean, the video itself? Oh, right, he calls himself video, too. That's
Or should I just say, don't die, Dragon? Oh, cool, you got one of them.
Yep.
Get the other one.
But there's still 2 left.
I know. Oh, wait a minute! What? Oh, I was about to say.
That would've been hilarious.
Oh, cool, he can use one against them. But too bad it didn't survive long enough.
Nope.
There he goes.
And there we go.
Now he needs to get the hell out.
Yep.
But he still has to defeat one of the Cobra Command generals, or Cobra generals. Oh!
And he died.
Rocket
first.
But
First, it really didn't look like a bottomless pit, to be honest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those NES tricks.
That still happened in today's games too.
Yeah. We're back to the single Hadokens.
But like one group likes to say, "Ba-dum-da-ba-dum-da-dims."
Yeah. Hadokens. Seriously, can't get 4. We wanted to call them Quadokens.
And if you don't get that reference, check out Hellfire Comms on twitch.com/hellfirecoms.
Don't screw up. You don't want that guy to say to wear your long johns again.
Okay, you still have good.
Yeah.
And I just started to sound like Jeff Goldblum, just being like in tension.
In the words of Dr. Ian Malcolm, that's one big pile of shit. And if you didn't get that reference, then shame on you for not watching the movie Jurassic Park.
Oh, classic Mega Man boss.
Oh, nice.
with the room and everything.
Okay, so this has to be which G.I. Joe boss character?
Okay, the bosses in the game were Range Viper, Overlord,
Just the Overlord?
Destro,
Come on!
Okay, so which boss are we at now?
Okay, we got Range Viper, Metalhead, Overlord, Voltar, Destro, and Cobra Commander.
Yeah. I think he's on his last continue.
Yep.
I think no, that's Voltar. It's definitely Voltar because that's the guy.
Voltar.
Because the cutscenes, the picture of him looks exactly the same in the cutscenes, even though the sprite doesn't look right.
God,
And he just died.
he just killed Blizzard again.
And for the listener,
watch somebody get mad at me. It wasn't Voltar.
Well, I was just gonna say for viewers, please understand we haven't watched G.I. Joe in years.
Oh,
no,
of course.
I haven't watched his. I don't know if I guess they don't show it on the hub anymore. Cause I used to
last time I checked them, this was a couple months back. They did. Still.
I stopped watching.
But then again, I think that was just as a promo to the recent movie that was in theaters.
I watched it right.
Retaliation.
They showed Transformers and G.I. Joe right by each other. Oh, knockback Ninja Gaiden style.
Rock and roll is down.
Or more famous, and also equally famously too, Castlevania.
Oh yes, of course. Damn Medusa heads.
You know, I would like to see that for the next Castlevania game. Like, see the combat more inspired by Ninja Gaiden than, say, God of War. You know what I mean?
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Combos and all that would be sweet.
That would make sense.
Wasn't the original like that though? I mean, the gameplay wise, I mean, you had a health meter for a boss, and you had a health meter for which Belmont you ever played as.
Yeah, you're talking about Lords of Shadow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the original Castlevania. Or the original gameplay style.
True. Yeah, but what I was referring to, I was talking about the modern Ninja Gaiden games, like the gameplay.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Then okay.
Whatever game that's gonna succeed, Lords of Shadow 2.
There's only 4 minutes left, so here's where he's gonna die, probably.
Yep.
I don't know. I really don't know what's going to succeed. Lords of Shadow 2.
Oh, now he's using Captain Gridiron.
Gridiron.
Football. That's an attack.
Football.
Football.
Let's see some more. Adam died.
The power of
I was gonna say football is a sport. Go Packers.
Go Pats, and that's when he died.
What the heck is a .com, Pat Summerall? I don't know. Well, where do you think you go find one? I'd try the airport. That's an actual joke too, because I think it was in one of the Super Bowls I think it was in Super Bowl that was back in 1995 or whatever.
Oh, and Blizzard just died. That's all on good old Snake Eyes.
When what's his name? But John Madden, Pat Summerall. Oh, jeez.
Yeah. You should have worn your long johns. And this is coming from the enemy. Dragon, I hope you're getting salty.
Go. Snake Eyes. Come on, we need to kick this guy's ass. Defeat Voltar. Or whatever he is.
What?
Somebody left us again. Ah! Snake Eyes!
He kills everybody.
He does!
Except this game.
Wait a minute, he's punching helicopter blades?
That's how he rolls. Rock and roll.
Of course. Bloody knuckles, though?
When you're a soldier for America,
I'm a soldier, and I learned how to kick ass and chew bubblegum in America. Okay, finally, he has 2 to work with. Well, let's kick this guy's ass. Seriously, look at all that purple.
don't you know how to play?
He's all royal. Blizzard, get him!
Come on, Dragon, don't die! Don't die!
Blizzard, please, get him! I mean, seriously, when are you gonna make Diablo 4?
Never.
Never.
Hey, remember StarCraft Ghosts?
What?
Hey, remember Rock and Roll Racing? I sure do.
Rock and roll.
You remember,
that must have given him powers when he said rock and roll racing, because
Yes.
rock and roll just beat him.
Yes!
You remember Justice League Task Force?
Oh, he
Yes.
destroyed a whole continent. Right?
And Death and Return of Superman, the video game?
Yep.
That was close. They almost launched. Great job, man. This mission will be an attack on the supercomputer base under New
Find a
York.
computer room!
Snake Eyes, you'll be the leader of this mission. Please select your team. Yo, Joe. Yeah, you, Joe, whatsoever. Because I don't think you're going to be going to the next mission whatsoever. Ooh, very pretty. Pretty sweet.
So, Snake Eyes just became a turtle.
Yep.
Speaking of turtles.
Speaking of turtles...
And speaking of ninjas...
I know. Ironic, huh, Jerry?
And we have Snake Eyes throwing Hadouken.
We weren't playing this, whatsoever, huh? Huh?
Playing what?
Exactly.
Dude.
I like this level. It's
Yeah.
Every side scroller has an elevator level.
Oh, of course.
It's like law. The best
like those-
elevator, the best elevator level, Streets of Rage 1.
Speaking of speaking of Capcom, speaking of old school Capcom, anyways.
Never mind.